Hi, welcome back to the studio. Today I'm cracking open a new sketchbook and getting started with a little gouache painting warm-up. This little gouache painted portrait is all about persistence, persisting through the ugly phases. So let's do this thing, start to finish. So let's start off by making a terrible mistake. I'm applying this artist tape around the border of my drawing so that I can have clean edges when I'm done, but you'll see how this turns out for me at the end. I'm using Holbein acrylic gouache for this piece. This is my usual gouache palette, but it is filthy, so I'm just going to use the lid of a candle instead of cleaning it. Now, gouache is one of my favorite mediums, but it can be really fussy to work with. Traditional gouache is like a highly pigmented watercolor paint, so if you re-wet it after it dries, it'll destabilize and become mixable again. But acrylic gouache becomes permanent once it dries, so it's easier to layer colors without them becoming muddy. Starting a new portrait can be kind of scary because it gets ugly pretty quick as I build up the first layers. Now I am working from a source image, so I'm constantly referring to the original photo. It's like a map that tells me where to go. I'm not going to bother trying to mix a quote-unquote skin color because skin, no matter the tone, is made of many colors. And that's what I'm trying to remember with this painting. It's important to remember that with gouache, the paint dries darker than it appears when wet, so I always mix my colors a little lighter than I usually would. It was a little hard for me to film through this part because I had that, oh no, I've ruined it feeling a couple of times. But I've been making art long enough now to know that that feeling is always followed by euphoric triumph if I just push through. That initial sinking, ruinous feeling means that you are about to learn something. I am resisting the urge to leave out the pupils, because I like how spooky that looks. The color was a little too light, so I'm darkening it. I feel like maybe I should have used a slightly thinner brush for these eyebrow hairs, but oh well, we forge bravely ahead. Painting in the limbal rings, or the border, around the irises. Oh yes, look at these juicy reds. Things are starting to pop. Time to deepen a few shadows. I'm pushing this shadow back in space and pulling this cheekbone forward in space with the highlight. Almost forgot about the ear, but it is full of these nice rosy red tones. I mixed vermilion and sepia for her auburn hair, and I'm using dark blue for the shadows. I find that using blue or burnt umber is better than using black, which can kind of have a flattening effect. Now for the background. The figure is very red heavy, so the green background is a perfect balance since these two colors are opposite one another on the color wheel. I find that all the little details can really send a painting over the edge. And by the time I put these veins in the leaves, I was practically squealing. And this is where tragedy struck, my friends. My tape was too tacky and gripped my paper too well and ripped the ever-loving shit out of it. But we don't despair around here, we pivot. Luckily, I have a nice little collection of decorative washi tapes, so I'll just make a new border. There, that's better. And we're done. Thank you so much for following along with my painting. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and if you did, please hit the like button, and if you're not already subscribed, maybe think about doing that. If you are in the Cincinnati area, Come see me this weekend, Saturday at the City Flea, Washington Park, right in front of Music Hall. I'm gonna have a lot of new work and I can't wait to see you. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.